How long have you been a
Weird.
preceptor for?
Let's see. I was a preceptor for about 10 months time only.
Okay. So what is your current position now?
My current position, like as a preceptor, was I was an intern athletic trainer. So that was the job title, but obviously a lot goes under that title.
Okay. So how many students do you supervise currently?
Currently, uh, it can vary, ranges anywhere from 1 to 10, 10 to 15 at sometimes. Especially when you're in the athletic training room. It just depends on how many people are coming in, or how many students, I should say, are coming in that day. Every day is a little different. But typically, on average, it would be anywhere between 4 and 8 for sure. But sometimes it was super busy with students that weren't yet in the athletic training program. So you'd have candidates in there, and candidates have a lot of questions too. So those were the really busy days where you'd have almost more students than athletes in the room. But yeah, so it could range anywhere from 1 to 15 students at a time.
Okay. So would you describe the position that you had at Eau Claire as your dream job, or was it just a good fit, or was it just a stop along the way?
I would say when I applied for the job and took the job, it was kind of in the plan as a stop along the way, and it was a stop along the way, but I wouldn't say I treated it like a stop along the way. It was what I was doing, and I try to take as much as I can at every opportunity that I have. So I think it was just more of a opportunity for me to learn and grow versus, almost just like a stepping stone.
Yeah. Okay. So how
But
would
I'm not still there, so it kind of, it was just a stop. But I guess I don't treat it like a stop.
yeah.
It definitely developed me in my professionalism. So.
Yeah, I understand. So how would you assess your level of excitement with your current job and with like when you worked at Eau Claire?
My current job is really good. I like it. I like it just because it's logistics wise. So like location it's better for me and better for me and my boyfriend. So it just makes everything else overall better. But Eau Claire, I really enjoyed the population. The collegiate athletes are just awesome to work with because I feel like they have a lot more drive,
Yeah.
unfortunately, than some high school students or athletes, I should say. But you just see a lot more excitement in the athletes almost, so it makes me more excited to come to work at the collegiate level.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, just because they work really hard. They're there for a reason, especially Eau Claire. These three athletes, they're there because they love the sport. Not, you don't always get the crowd with D3 athletics. So, they're there playing because their love of the sport. So it's just really awesome to see. It's awesome to see their hard work and their drive. And I guess that just made it that much more exciting for me to work with them. So I don't know if that really describes my excitement, but I really enjoyed it. It was great.
No, it really does, because if the athletes are excited and they really want to do well, that makes us easier to be excited about our job, to make sure that we're doing it the best they can so they can keep on
Right.
participating.
Well, a lot of things in life kind of, other people's behaviors reflect off one another. So it's just like if you see excitement, it makes you excited, it makes you enjoy your job, and so it was good.
Yeah, awesome. So, okay, so based back at Eau Claire, approximately how many hours a week did you spend working, and how many of those hours were spent in like clinically educating your students?
Let's see. The time varies. Fall camp, for example, in August, pre-season, it was some long days, and because
Yes.
we worked hand in hand. It was, some 13-hour days,
Yeah.
but then it kind of settled. Football overall is pretty time-consuming, so during fall, I would say I was at least doing 40 hours a week. And that was probably my busiest. It was probably between 40 and 60 hours a week during football preseason that we'd do, and then get into the school year, the regular season, and probably, even out to 3 hours a week. And then you get into the winter sports, and that was pretty consistent, 30 to 40 hours a week. And then spring is really when it lightened up, and I would do probably between 20 and 30 hours a week.
Okay. What were...
And then,
sorry.
I was going to say, the second part of that question was how many hours were clinically educating. And honestly, I would say all of them. I mean, whenever I was there was always students there. So granted, it might not be, people sitting in a class and you're teaching them, but you always got to be prepared for the students to come up and ask you a question with something they might know. So I would say whenever I was working, you're there to help the students as well who are working as well. So every hour, I'd say, was an education hour as well.
Okay. So what are some positives and what are you excited about with your current job now?
Is being able to educate the younger students, because you see the athletes that they are very, very in tune with their body. A lot of the times they've had injuries before in the past and they kind of know what's going on, or they just know their body so well, they kind of, through their explanation of what's going on, spell it out to you, what's wrong with them, and it makes it a little bit easier versus high school athletes. They come in and they have no idea. They'll try to say something totally bizarre that they might think is wrong, and I think I enjoy kind of teaching a younger population about what things are in their body, because they really don't know yet. They haven't learned that, or they're not that developed yet to know the specifics, I guess, about the functioning body, or like the athletic body, versus collegiate athletes. Just for some reason, I guess I don't know why, but they just seem to know so much about their own body, and I kind of like to explain the anatomy and what's happening and the process of getting back if someone does go through a serious injury or even a minor injury. It's just kind of unique to be able to talk to them about that, and they'll be like, oh, wow, really? It just kind of amazes them, teaches them something they don't know about themselves, which is, I think, rewarding. So I guess I just like that. It's simple because it's my profession, so it's really easy for me to do, but it teaches them something new. So I think that's pretty rewarding, and the younger kids are kind of a hoot too, so you never know what they're going to say, which is makes it fun to go to work, I guess.
Yeah. What are some positives about being a preceptor?
I think a big positive that I noticed is that it really keeps me on my toes. And although, students come to you asking you questions, a lot of the times I was able to help them, but sometimes it was something we almost had to look together. If something was that I might not know, never. Every athlete, every body is different. So if it's something I've seen before, it's like, okay, this looks familiar. If you take this route, this is what I think it is. But if it's something I've never seen before and they have a question about it, it's almost something we have to work through together, which means I'm also learning too. Mm-hmm. So I think that was just a big positive, is almost learning together, figuring things out together, which makes everyone overall more comfortable with each other and everything, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's not always about, this is how you have to do it, this is what it is, because with the body, everything's always so different, and everybody heals differently. So you kind of have to, deal with it as they come. So I think that was pretty unique, I guess.
Okay, so in what ways do you provide mentoring for your athletic training students?
Sorry, can you repeat that one?
In what ways do you provide mentoring for your athletic training students?
I think more of a, mentoring. So aside from the physical education, kind of like on scene, was a lot of the times, I had students come to me about just how to handle their time, or stuff about the future, or, what their plans were, kind of. So, and I don't know how much I really mentored, but I tried to give the best advice I could, without judgment. Just because I'm an athletic trainer, just because you're in the athletic training program doesn't necessarily mean that, I expect you to always, be and want to be an athletic trainer specifically, and, I just tried not to have a judgment on what your guys' plans were, like everybody has a plan or doesn't have a plan and they don't know, and just trying to talk to them about it and see, I guess, what the best route is for them, because a lot of times they wouldn't know. They're like, I don't know really what I want to do next, and it's like just talking to them about it, not necessarily telling them what to do, but trying to pick out what their strengths are and what specifically makes them happy with where they're at right now. So enlightening them on what else is out there and stuff like that. So I guess it was more of, I don't know, just giving my advice. Kind of a hard one.
Yeah. Do you feel like you were a good mentor for the athletic training students?
I would hope so. I guess that's a better question for you. Do you think I was a good mentor?
I honestly, yes. Like, you were absolutely great.
I mean, I think I was. I never, heard about anybody complaining about me, and I try, treat others as, I guess, as you would want to be treated, treat them as you think they would want to be treated. So, and I didn't, I don't know, I think, it's a hard one. I don't want to say, oh, I was the best mentor ever, because I'm probably not, but I think it worked out. We were all, I mean, I was pretty new out of college, so we were all pretty same age, so I think it almost helped me mentoring you guys that much more, because I had just gone through what you guys were currently going to go through, and it made us connect a little bit more and more comfortable to talk to you almost too. But yeah, so I mean, I enjoyed it. I think the rest of you enjoyed it.
Yes, we all did. We loved working with you, Jamie.